Revelation 1146. From the 23rd of October 1939. Slacking off in God's work. An uncertain fate is destined for the people who are under the influence of the divine work, who are supposed to work for it and who are tardy in their duties, because they are in great danger of losing contact with their Creator and to deviate from the right path. All the forces of the underworld pounce on an earthly child who does not fulfill the divine will and try to completely dissuade him from working for the Lord. And so man often carelessly endangers himself, insofar as he gives in to the impulses that hold him back from spiritual work. On the other hand, if the will is strong and the service of God is put before all other work, a resistance that is intended to cause a slackening in spiritual activity, can increase the driving force and the will for spiritual work and bring about extraordinary results. Then man always and everywhere seeks the opportunity to achieve spiritual success and remains in constant union with God in spite of apparent difficulties. Then the influence of the evil spiritual world is insignificant and fails because of man's will and faith. A person who strives so earnestly can safely believe himself to be under divine protection, and he need not fear any external hostility, while a human child who disregards the divine will or becomes lazy and lukewarm, creates a danger for himself, which consists in the fact that he is no longer fully committed to the cause. He slackens in prayer and in commending himself to divine grace and thus spurns all means of grace at his disposal and slowly drifts into a state of helplessness which is unspeakably detrimental to the soul of man. Depending on the depth of feeling and on the more or less deep faith, man has to overcome temptations, and he must be able to stand his ground in such temptations, otherwise he is unfit for the spreading of God's teaching. Whoever now fails prematurely, has to struggle doubly hard if he wants to devote himself fully to the work for God again, and it is only prayer that can give him back his old strength. Prayer should be cultivated without interruption. There should be no lukewarmness in it, and the intimate prayer should be first and foremost for the spiritual will and the giving of divine power. Because then you can carry out everything what the Lord has made your task, and you will then also never have to fear that the world can do something to you which could contradict the divine will. On the other hand, the one who does not remain faithful to him, but who thickly and shallowly interrupts his spiritual work and gives more credence to the world with its objections and doubts, cannot enjoy the divine protection unconditionally. The Father in heaven will leave him just as the child left him, and he will face an uncertain future. Amen.